I fucked something up severely in this so far. So yeah, this was initially going to be a tutorial, but at this point, oh my god, the sounds are still so loud. At this point, it's more of a try at your own risk type of deal. What's going on, all you wonderful people? My name is Volts or Evan, and today I wanted to walk you through what it's like to downgrade the Xbox 360 version of Minecraft. Now, in my last video, I covered the recent leak of the Xbox 360 codebase or Legacy Edition codebase and talked about what the future of the game might hold. But today, we're taking a look at the past. And before we begin, I just want to thank everyone for the immense amount of support on the last video. It was honestly insane to see all the comments flood in and just like all the discussions that were being had. A lot of you guys were super kind and supportive of it, so I seriously, I really appreciate it. But there were a handful of comments that inspired me to do a video downgrading specifically the 360 version of the game, because obviously it came first and there's a lot of older updates available for it that the rest of the consoles don't have. So, oh, and there's autosave chiming in. Now, with all that said, if you wish to follow this process and dive into downgrading your game with me, there are a few important things that you should know, and I've actually jotted them down here on the board, so let's take a look. So first and foremost, if you own the disc version of the game, you most likely have Title Update 9 to Title Update 13. Which means if you want to downgrade below the version that's on the disc, you're actually gonna need a digital copy installed. And if you're uninterested in downgrading below those and you do have a disc version, then it's actually super straightforward. I'll cover that process when we get to actually downgrading, but if you don't have any intention of going that far back or you just want the 1.0 disc release, I'll show you. It's quick and easy. Now, another important thing to note, this is a tutorial for Windows. We're using a tool called Horizon, which is for modding your Xbox, well, not modding, but moving files and modifying files for your Xbox 360 or to your Xbox 360. So you do require Windows. It doesn't matter what version of Windows. It can be Vista or even XP, to be honest with you. But as long as you have a Windows machine, you're good to go. And the final thing we need to get this done is a USB. From what I've read, people recommend 8 to 16 gigs because once you start going over, the Xbox 360 kind of freaks out. But I have had some luck with bigger drives, so it's not the end of the world if you have a 32 or a 64, hell, even a 128 gig. If you partition it correctly, which I'll show you guys how to do in the video, in theory, it should work. Now, I do have to disclose that I legally cannot distribute these title updates to you. I wish I could, but unfortunately, if I link them in the video, then Mojang or Microsoft is gonna fucking strike me, so sorry about that. But they are fairly easy to find on the internet, so if you go out and you search, Minecraft Xbox 360 title update, you can find it. It might take a few links or a few different tries, but they're out there, especially if you search for the specific version that you want to downgrade to. And the specific version of the game that I'm going to be downgrading to today is Title Update 5, which was October of 2012 and is equivalent to the Beta 1.8.1 update. And the reason I picked this is because this version, while it's technically equivalent in terms of game mechanics, has its own quirks that the Java edition of the game just never had. So if that interests you, then stick around because I'm going to jump on and actually play the title update and show you its quirks. But with that out of the way, we're ready to start Chapter 1. So our USB flash drive is going to be used to copy the title update over to the console. However, Horizon, the tool we're using, is a little picky about how the drive is formatted. We need to start by plugging the USB into our PC. Once in, you can ignore the little pop-up. We need to open up our File Explorer and go to Computer, or if you're on a newer version of Windows, it'll say This PC, and locate the USB right here. From here, we just want to right-click and hit Format. And in this window right here, you'll see a few different options, but the most important part is selecting NTFS. Most people say to pick FAT32, but in my experience, the console won't read the disk correctly. It'll read the USB, but it won't let you configure it for usage on the 360, if that makes any sense. So just select NTFS. I'm gonna name it Xbox in this case. Start, and very important, it tells you this, of course, but you're about to erase everything on this USB drive. So if you have anything important, I suggest that you hit cancel and pull it all off, copy it to your desktop or anywhere that's safe. And afterwards, when you're done downgrading, you can go ahead and move it back. All right, and just like that, it's done formatting. And now we can unplug it and plug it straight into our Xbox 360. Once the drive's plugged into your console, we can head on over to Settings, System, Storage, and find your hard drive. Hit Y. We're gonna select Transfer Content. And you can see the drive here says unformatted. When we hit A, it's gonna say, hey, this device isn't set up for Xbox 360. Do you want to configure it? And we hit yes, and configure now. It might give you this warning. That's completely fine. Just hit OK. And just like that, we've got a fully configured USB for our Xbox 360. You don't actually need to move anything over. I would just leave this for now. But at this point, I would recommend, number one, connecting to Xbox Live, and number two, launching Minecraft. All right, so now that we've loaded into a world, saved it to our USB, we can do an exit and save. I'm gonna hit exit game here, and I'm just gonna rip the Ethernet cable out of my Xbox. There you go. So now I'm offline, and this prevents the game from checking in with Microsoft and trying to pull the latest update once we downgrade. It also stops the issue where, hey, you can't play the full version. It says you have the trial. But now we can unplug the USB, plug it back into our PC, and we're ready to copy this title update over. So once we're back at the desktop, it's important that you do have Horizon installed. There are methods of doing this without the software, and there are methods of doing this on a non-Windows device, but I'm not really acquainted with them. There are other tutorials out there, I know, at least in written form, so if you're interested in not downloading a software or trying it out on a different platform, I would Google that. But in our use case, I already have Horizon installed. I'll include a link in the description on where to go for it. You just open it up. Mine's bugging about the server because I don't have a network connection. And it'll start scanning down here for your USB. Hey, look at that, there's mine. There's folders for title updates, and there's folders for games. You can see Minecraft. I do have my new world, as well as the save info that it generated. We're going to target this title updates folder. I'm gonna right click, hit inject file, navigate to my downloads, which is where my TU5 instance is. I think all the way down here, yep. Cache. And as soon as you double click it, you can see, hey, it was successfully transferred to the flash drive. So at this point, we're done. I mean, there's nothing else to do besides copy this over to the console. You can close out a Horizon, you can eject your USB if you're like that, and plug it right back into your Xbox 360. All right, with our USB back in, we can go right back to where we were earlier in storage, select memory unit, games and apps, Minecraft, and yep, right there, Minecraft title update. And I just moved that right back to your hard drive, wherever the game is stored. I actually can't remember what it's stored on, so I'm just gonna do my flash storage, because that was the original place I downloaded the game. And oh yeah, I definitely did something wrong. And just like that, we are on the old version. You can see it worked because we have download content. It doesn't say unlock full game. If I hit play here, continue playing offline. Oh, I got an achievement. I should have already had that one, but oh, my gamma is fucked. Let me go ahead and crank that up to 100%. And if you take a look at your skins, you might be in the same boat as me where, hey, it can read that there's newer skin packs, but they're so broken. Festive skin pack works for me and the default skin packs work. You might have more or less than me. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna use the festive skin pack and go as Scrooge here. We're live. I mean, here's that world that we generated earlier. I wouldn't suggest loading it. I really wouldn't suggest loading any worlds, to be completely honest with you. It will probably break whatever the hell you've already got, so I would just suggest creating a new world, or in my case, because I want to show off the quirks I was talking about at the beginning of the video, I'm going to spin up the tutorial here. Okay, and we're in. I can't turn left and right. That's really weird. I'm not sure why that's happening. Maybe that's my controller, or maybe something's fucked up with the title update. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you guys. I can't turn left or right now. So, and I still see the logo. So something's a little botched with my copy of this title update, but that's fine. I can still talk about what I wanted to talk about. If you notice my hotbar, it's a little different than what you would normally see on beta 1.8.1 or beta 1.7.3. It's this weird, awkward phase where they had hunger, but they didn't quite add XP yet. Now, the PC version of the game had XP right when beta 1.8 dropped. So this is a really funky hybrid version of 1.8. It's a weird phase of the game where they were trying to get parity with Java, but they weren't quite at that point, or Java didn't quite have a reason to have XP in the game. It was pretty useless. I think it was pre-enchanting. Enchanting didn't come till beta 1.9. This was the Xbox's adventure update, where it added hunger and sprinting and all of those mechanics, but they completely left XP out, which I find just really interesting in retrospect, because it's always either been, hey, the old versions of the game don't have hunger, or hey, at this point they have hunger and XP, but this is the only version to ever exist where they just don't have an XP bar. But this version of the game was the version that I actually bought the 360 edition on. I can't use my right stick at all, so we're gonna jump and try. I'm not getting that log. I guess I gotta go tree to tree. I remember buying the game, and then I got the update immediately after, and seeing, you know, hey, I have hunger now, but that doesn't quite look like the people I'm watching on YouTube on Java. And I didn't have my hands on Java at the time. I didn't own a copy, and I don't even know, I'm trying to remember if I owned a laptop or something, or an old Windows XP machine at the time, but I didn't quite have something that could play the game. Oh, this is weird. The inventory has different sound effects in this version too. It seems like everything in this works except the fact that I can't look around, so I'm gonna try and patch the game real quick to TU6 and see if I can just, I mean, it's not gonna be this quirky version without the XP bar. I think TU6 adds it right after, but at least it'll work. All right, so I updated and it didn't fix the problem, and I'm quite certain I need to go to my storage and delete the title update cache before I can actually make this work properly. Okay, I fucked something up severely in this so far, because I'm not sure why the hell I have this logo. I swear to God, I've never had this issue a single time in my life, so it's kind of funny that, hey, I go downgrade and this is what I get. I'm now on TU8 and I can't look around, so something is fucked with my version. Loading up a new world, I no longer have the big Xbox 360 edition logo, but I still can't look around. I'm actually super curious what happens if I put the disc version of the game in. We're now booting off the disc, so let's see. Play offline. I'm gonna select my USB again. And let's see if we load up that. Actually, I'll load up the tutorial world again because I'm curious. Am I still gonna have this issue? Yeah. Okay, I severely broke something in this process, and I'm not quite sure what it was. To be honest with you guys, this is so strange. I actually already have a world called TU7, so let me load that up. No, I can't look around at all. So strange, unless my controller is just fucked, but I find that hard to believe all of a sudden. Something's gotta be cached on here that I'm just not seeing. All right, guys, I am going to copy the game over to my other drive here. How big is it? 665 meg. I wonder if I can just game options, copy, right? Copy over to the memory unit. This is gonna be a weird one. I'm not sure if that went through or not. Let's see. 129 meg. Does that have the game itself on here? Can I copy you over to the memory unit? Okay, I think it copied successfully. Memory unit, 242 meg. I mean, I don't know if Minecraft is that small. Title update, 114 meg. Okay, I mean the game might be. I'm gonna rip my hard drive out right now. So I completely removed my hard drive from the console. I'm gonna boot the game off of the USB. I'm actually taking the disc out right now. Sometimes it's just random shit that makes this fall apart. I haven't had it quite like this. No, I don't care to connect to Xbox Live. I don't even have my profile on this. I have the ESRB trailer for the 360 though. I'll be honest with you guys, I had a script for this video, but I walked through it for the first time recording, so everything I did was live, and I'm at the point now where I'm literally just fucking around. I don't know what the hell is going on. Corrupt downloadable content. Yes, okay, so it didn't fuck me on the trial. It doesn't recognize any worlds. Oh, it's this profile. So create new world. I hope it's just some weird quirk. The reason I'm unplugging my hard drive is because there's so much cache data over the years that I feel like some file on there somewhere is fucking this over. So we are now on TU8, and the disc isn't inserted, so this is completely digital. It can't be a bad title update if the disc title update is an issue too. Like, there's some quirky fucking file on here that's ruining everything, I swear to God. Holy shit, and look, it works! Oh my God. Corrupt downloadable content. Yeah, some of these skins are fucked. I'm not gonna play as him. I picked Scrooge. I wanna play as Bad Santa. But look at that. Wow. The game is working. It's loud as shit. Bedrock fog on. Call me crazy. Turn the gamma up. So yeah, this was initially going to be a tutorial, but at this point, oh my God, the sounds are still so loud. At this point, it's more of a try at your own risk type of deal. I mean, obviously, I am successful right now, and everything's working, and I don't think you're ever going to corrupt your worlds or fuck something up that badly trying this, especially with Horizon. You do have the ability to make backups, which I think I will be covering moving your Xbox saves to PC at some point, since I know a lot of people are interested in that now that the game is popping off again. But I've done this for years, so this isn't my first time walking through patching the game or, you know, adding an older patch to the game. I've never had this quirk. I've had issues where the mobs are all fucked up, like their textures don't render right. I've had that issue where it recognizes the game as a trial and not the full version, like you guys saw for a split second on the menu, which if you go to options like I did and try and change an option, it will read your profile and let you in. At least that's how it's worked for me. Sometimes it fights you. Most of the time it doesn't, thank God. But the whole Xbox 360 edition logo and not being able to look around issue, no, I've never had that. I really thought it was a bad title update because the first two I tried were named something completely different from the rest, which could have just been, hey, this is how title updates were named back then, whatever. I don't know how it works, but they looked sketchy. But I know for a fact TU8 worked because I've used it before. So like I said earlier, I can't distribute the files, but I will just talk about the fact that I think earlier today they were taken off the Internet Archive, which fucking sucks. And obviously they're gonna get re-uploaded, and I'm lucky to have my copies, and I'm gonna hold on to them and preserve them. But there is the real possibility that a lot of these updates will eventually get lost to time. TU3, TU5, TU8, a lot of these updates have very deep-rooted memories for me. I remember when I was younger, I used to watch this YouTube channel called The Frog Squad and a handful of other, you know, console-exclusive YouTubers. And they would cover these updates as they came out, and most importantly, as they were slowly rolling out the news from Twitter and the secrets that, you know, got leaked that people would tweet about. Like, hearing all of that news and wondering what we're getting from Java or what quirky new feature we might be getting exclusively from 4J. So much fun. And as you guys saw earlier with TU5, I mean, there's a lot of weird, funky builds that people forgot about. And yeah, sure, they're nothing crazy. Like, oh yeah, that doesn't have an XP bar. Who cares, right? But if we're talking about Minecraft Legacy Edition, those little quirks and those little 4J exclusive things are what define it. And it's really cool to look back and see that, you know, hey, a whole different group of people developed this version of the game. They all had a completely different artistic vision than Mojang on certain things, like the menu. They didn't have to go out of their way to change everything. They could have kept it as similar to Java as they wanted, but they polished it up. And someone made a comment on the last video about how, yeah, it wasn't very moddable back in the day, but it was so polished that it didn't need to be. It was perfect. And I covered that a bit in the last video too, and gave my comments about how, you know, compared to Java at the time, playing multiplayer with your friends was so much easier. But just the little things. Hey, 4J saw that there wasn't really a need for the XP bar. It didn't really make sense. It wasn't really a functional game mechanic yet. Why would we implement it? Just release the update. It's really nice to play this game on the Xbox 360 hardware, though. I'm actually playing it through my capture card, so it's a bit funny. It's like I'm playing it in windowed mode, so it's not even that far off from just playing it on my computer. If you guys are interested in me going back to older versions and showing the progression of the game or some of the quirks, drop a comment down below. I'm having a lot of fun recording legacy stuff, so I am open to any ideas. As I said earlier, I really appreciate the feedback in the last video. There were so many voices in the comments, and everyone had something different to say. So I'm glad Legacy Console Edition's getting just another chance in the spotlight for a little bit, even if it's not the, you know, the big Minecraft news for more than 2 weeks. I'm having my fun, and I know a lot of other people are. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna drop Horizon down below in the description for you guys to snag that if you're interested in trying what I did today. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. And until next time.